Hello, friend and family. I am glad you're here. Today's conversation is going to be a little bit different. I want you to wait till the end and listen to the whole thing because this is really going to be an invitation for you to really see where I'm going and how I'm investing in your life in a brand new way. You could call it a rebrand. I guess, when some people, they change kind of the focus of what they're doing and they're coaching their business or their conversations, they call it a rebrand, or you could even call it a refresh, right? Something where it's updated and new, and this is what we're doing in this season. You could even call it a refocus, as if, the things we were doing, they were working for a time, but they're not working now. But I want to call it a refining. And what I mean is that we've been talking about all of the tools and the strategies and the things we're using for life mastery. And I've been investing in you, even if I haven't named them, they've all been investments in the Word of God through Life Mastery, the course and the book and all the teachings that I have, investing in the betterment of your life so that you can have all the things that you're created for, right? Become the person you're created to be, have the life that you're created for. And while I've had success in my own life, through this life mastery journey, whether it's vocationally with job, business, and the things that I've done in entrepreneurship, or athletically and getting my black belt, or academically getting my college degree, right? It was these things that I use life mastery for, as well as relationships with my wife and all of the things that entails. And what I found was that as I'm having these conversations, not with you and I on YouTube, but in general, when I'm having conversations with men, the conversation always seems to come back to one thing. It comes back to relationship, and in many cases, specifically marriage. Rather than the men that I'm talking to wanting me to help them get, the right mindset, the right thought process for the business that they desire, or to really have a vision and a dream for the things that I desire to have in my life, right? The monetary level, the vocational level, the possessions, the position, the title, and all of those things. Rather than them really wanting to talk about that, many cases that I walk in and many people that I talk to are wanting me to talk to them about marriage, relationship, how to be better in communication, how to be a better husband. And in that place, I find that those conversations are the ones that are really the ones that the men that I work with and I walk with and I talk with are wanting to have. And so there was an epiphany moment that I had coming into this new year as I was really trying to find the best way to refine what we're doing, not change it, because the life mastery tools, they work spiritually, relationally, vocationally, physically, and financially. But in that was a challenge in saying, okay, well, they do work in all of these areas, but what's the one area that I'm having the conversations with, that I'm having the impact in, and the one need that's out there that maybe I need to refine, refocus, and understand what I'm doing in a way that I haven't before so that I can meet the needs of that community. And it came down to this. It came down to relationships. It came down to men wanting to know what it looks like to have the relationship that's promised in the Word of God and what's wanted in their heart. The thing that we have is that hope and that desire for marriage, for life, for being a husband, father, and friend in our family. Whether it's the worst case scenario of wanting to be respected at home when you don't feel like you're having those things that you desire to have happen, when you feel like you're not being, lifted up or not being looked at or respected in the ways that you desire. Maybe it's somebody who's had, constant fighting and there's those challenges in their life that they're just trying to get through today. They're just trying to get through this week. They're just trying to navigate this kind of messy middle of where their relationship is right now. Or maybe you want to feel appreciated. You're putting the time and the effort in and those things that are happening. I've had, the worst case scenarios of people who were at the verge of divorce, in divorce, or after divorce who are wanting to talk to me. And I've been there. I've been there in that place where my wife and I were on the verge of divorce, where we were literally split up and trying to figure out what life would look like apart because it wasn't working with life together. And in that place, really trying to walk towards those things that are either healing or whole in your life, those things that really bring out the relationship in the way that you desire. So I've been in your worst case scenario, not divorced, but on the verge of it. Literally on the doorstep of making it happen, and in that place trying to figure out what's going on here and what do I really want in my life and how do I do better. And I work and talk with guys who it's the best case scenario of, they don't have this, real stressful, anxious, weird, worrying time in their marriage. It's not this horrible place that I don't want to go home to. It's really, hey, how do I become a better husband? How do I get better at communicating so we're not disagreeing or I'm not missing it sometimes, right? How do I become a better dad and how do I become a better friend to my wife and so that we're not just doing the logistics of life, but we're actually living life together. I really believe at the end of the day that men, and specifically Christian men, want to be the hero in their household. That's this longing you have of you want to be the hero in your home. You work hard. You're doing your very best to try and communicate with your wife those tools and strategies that they have in marriage counseling and marital courses and maybe in your small groups and all of that, right? You're doing all the things and you're trying to be a good dad, but you just want to be better at it. You think there's more than where you're at. It's like, is this really it? Is it just tasks that we're doing and this script that we're following so that we don't argue, but we talk positively through a conversation? Well, it's in all of these places, the worst case and the best case in all those times and these conversations that I've had with men, that I came to the realization that while business is important and of course your spiritual walk as well and physical and financial as well, it's the relationship that matters. For many of the guys I know and I have conversations with, and even the ones that I work with, the job, the business, it's easy from the standpoint of I know what I'm doing there, right? I'm working hard, or I have the intellectual capability of being able to succeed in my job, or I know the strategies, or I've got the experience, or I've been there long enough, right? I know how to do the day to day. I know how to find functionality and find success in work at some level. Maybe not be the CEO, but I'm feeling like I'm functionally able there. But marriage is different. Many times we think that we're ill-equipped for it and we don't know what we're doing there. And sometimes it's in that tension between us and our spouses, or that place where I want to do better, but I'm not, that we want some help. We want to figure out, hey, what's the things that Life Mastery can provide for me specifically in marriage and specifically in relationship? Well, that's where this refining is happening. That's where this not, I don't want to say pivotal shift, but this laser focus is going to be happening from this point forward. Because my desire is that I live out the mission that I'm called to. And I believe my mission is this: to help you refine and invest in the man that you're created to be as a husband and as a father. Specifically as a husband first and father second. I'm going to refine the way that I invest and specifically laser focus on relationships and those Christian married men who want to be great at them. Whether you're feeling you're not appreciated, or you're feeling like you're failing, or you've tried the Christian habits and your, scriptures and teachings and counselings and all of those things, and it's still not working. You've tried everything you've known and you really don't know a lot. We all know that there's no game plan. There's no owner's manual to marriage. You have to figure it out many times along the way. So maybe you're that guy it's not working out and something has to change. Maybe even those specific words were used. Something has to change. Maybe it was you, or maybe it was your spouse who was saying it, your wife who was telling you that. Maybe you're that guy that wants to level up. We have a good marriage, and we have our little tiffs, we have our little arguments every once in a while, but mostly we're good. But I just think that there's more. I want to be more. I want to be better. I want to be the husband I'm called to be. I want us to have those conversations that I hear other people are having. I want us to be intimate, not just in the bedroom, but in those conversations and with our emotions. I want to be able to share who I am and help her through things in ways where it feels like I'm a benefit, not a hindrance, where I'm not the one providing all the answers, but I'm the cheerleader providing the confidence for her to be able to do it. So you're trying to level up maybe in communication or in your connection or in this feeling of unity or even in intimacy to be able to have the intimate life that you desire to have. Maybe you're the guy who's divorced, the Christian man who isn't married anymore, and you feel like a failure. You feel like a failure. You feel the shame of it. You really don't mention it a lot. You don't talk about it much. You kind of act like it didn't happen, and or you just don't bring it up, but you know that as part of your story. You feel guilty that you weren't able to really stick it out and really able to find the solutions. Whether, your wife was I don't want to say crazy, but maybe she was somebody who really didn't invest in it like you did. Or maybe you were the one who, you made the wrong choices. You did the wrong things and you had the wrong outcomes. And maybe you're feeling alone, and or this one, you're divorced and you want to make sure it doesn't happen again, but you don't know how to get there. You don't know what to do different. You don't know how to be different. That's where Life Mastery comes in. All the tools and strategies we have, obviously with the foundation of identity, knowing who you are as a man first, as a husband second, and as a father third. But the more you know who you are, the more you know the investment you're meant to make in your household. Here's the truth I need to tell you about yourself. I believe God creates us for our spouse. And in that place, the more we can understand and unpack, unleash the person we're created to be, that hero in the household, at that point, we can be everything that we need to be, and we can have the marriage that we're created for. You are the answer to the marriage that you're in. You are the answer to the health and well-being, the vibrancy, the success, the excitement that is your marriage. But it's the you that you're created to be, maybe not the you that you're showing up as. So I'm going to be giving you the opportunity through conversations and tools and strategies and things we're going to share to really start to grow in that area. I believe it's a calling that's needed with the men of God today. And so here's my promise to you. Here's what I'm here for. I'm here to equip you to divorce-proof your marriage. Divorce-proof it because when a husband stands up in all that he's created to be, a wife will come along, and in that place a unity is built so that their marriage is bulletproof. I am here to equip you to divorce-proof your marriage, to become the hero in your household that you believe you can be, but you just don't know how to get to, and to pass that legacy on to your children, to pass on to your kids the legacy of health and well-being, of success and vibrancy, of intimacy and vulnerability and authenticity in your marriage, to pass on exactly what you desire to have your marriage look like, and to have your children look to you as the model for what they're going to have in theirs. The tools aren't going to change, but the focus is. Because you could go over many subjects or use, amazing strategies in a multitude of ways, but when you laser focus on the one thing that matters, it changes everything. So if you're that man, or you know of that man, a young Christian man, a middle-aged Christian man, an older Christian man, just a man who is following after God's heart, but wants to be the husband and father that he's created to be, wants to be better in it, wants to divorce-proof his marriage, wants to be the hero in his household, and wants to have that legacy to pass on to his kids that'll last for generations. That's what we're here for, and that's what I'll provide in this context for the Freedom for Life channel. In the Life Mastery course I have and all of the things, right? I'll tell you about all of them. You'll have them all available to you. And in that place, you'll be the person you're created to be. Are you ready for the journey with me? This refocus and refinement, this laser focus on what matters most, the relationships we're in. It's going to make all the difference in the world, and I'm super excited for your future. So buckle up and get ready. We're ready for this thing, and it will be an amazing year for your life and your marriage, and even your marriage to be. Are you ready? Let's get started.